Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Is Paul Pogba leaving Manchester United this summer? Man United could sell Paul Pogba for just £55 million. Pogba's current contract expires next year. Earlier on this season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. Earlier on this season, it says that Man United were willing to offer Paul Pogba a new £400,000 a week contract, but it said he's demanding £500,000 a week. It said earlier on this season that Man United will sell Pogba if he doesn't sign a new contract. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Paul Pogba to stay at the club. Solskjaer hopes he signs a new contract because earlier on this season Solskjaer said that Paul Pogba's future lies at Old Trafford, and our players would be devastated if the club decided to offload Pogba in the summer transfer window. As it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and this has been his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. I hope he stays potentially past the summer because he is an imperative player and he brings creativity to the team. We've been getting the best out of him in recent months. Recently we've been putting him in more of an advanced role. We need to keep him in that advanced role because that's where he's very effective. I'm not too keen on him in a deeper role. Earlier on this season, Pogba had a thigh injury and he was out for a while. At the first part of this season, he had an ankle injury and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. He's had a long-running transfer saga though. He's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. PSG have been in for him, Barcelona have been in for him, and his former club Juventus have been in for him. Pogba endured 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Manchester United. And I said there's a good chance he'll go back there if he decides to leave the club. And swap deals have been high on the agenda. Mino Raiola has done a lot of talking throughout the course of this season. He said not so long ago that Pogba wants to win trophies at Man United or at another top European club. He said that Pogba's future's still in doubt and he mentioned the Eden Hazard and Paul Pogba swap deal. And earlier on this season, he criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. And he said he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. Mino Raiola made an announcement back in December last year saying that Pogba's unhappy. His career's over at Man United, he has to leave, and he said he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Earlier on this season, as you all know, Pogba gave an exclusive interview to Sky and he criticised Jose Mourinho. He says Jose Mourinho went against the players and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is different. So reflecting on that, Pogba is 100% Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in. Mourinho hit back at Pogba's comments. He said he doesn't care less what he had to say. So that's more news regarding Paul Pogba. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to make 3 world-class signings in the summer transfer window in order to make Man United challenge for the Premier League next season. Not so long ago, Solskjaer was demanding more transfers. There's a lot of players that Manchester United are looking at. Now, I think there's a good chance that we'll sign Jadon Sancho in the summer transfer window. It says Man United are the favourites to sign Sancho this summer, and Man United are ready to launch a bid in the region of £65 million to £75 million for Sancho. Jadon Sancho's representatives are more confident than ever that Sancho will join Man United this summer. I think Dortmund are demanding around £85 million. It recently said Man United could use Jesse Lingard to buy Jadon Sancho because Dortmund are interested in Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard obviously wants a permanent move away from Man United. He's out on loan at the moment with West Ham, and since he's gone out on loan to West Ham, he's made a fantastic impact. Obviously, West Ham want to get him permanently. The reason we loaned Jesse Lingard out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. And the Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that Sancho is pushing for a transfer out of Dortmund this summer. But yeah, Sancho to Man United is close, and Sancho expects to complete a move to Man United this summer. Earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund did confirm that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho over a possible transfer. Dortmund have already admitted that they'll sell Sancho for the right price, and Borussia Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for the winner. Bayern Munich have recently entered the race for Sancho. Chelsea have been interested, Liverpool were interested, but they have now dropped out. But we get Sancho, it'd be a good signing for Man United because he'd fit in our team perfectly. Sancho would assure us goals. He's also very good at creating chances. He's predominantly a right winger, and Man United need a right winger. And he would exceed expectations in the Premier League. Last summer, Sancho to Man United was extremely close. The personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, and a contract had been agreed, but the reason we didn't get him is because Dortmund's valuation was £108 million and we was reluctant to meet their valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. We had until the 10th of August last summer. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho didn't come to Man United. He remained at Dortmund. This has been his fourth season at Borussia Dortmund. He's got a contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. We've looked at some alternatives to Sancho. We've been looking at Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich as an alternative, and we've also looked at Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. So we don't only just want Sancho, we want Varane to go with it. Now, reports were coming out not so long ago saying that Man United are preparing a £40 million bid for Rafael Varane. Obviously, £40 million isn't enough. Real Madrid have said that they want £60 million. The Manchester Evening News recently said that Man United were holding exploratory talks with Rafael Varane as he considers his future at Real Madrid. Liverpool recently held talks with Rafael Varane. He said earlier on this season that Chelsea were the favourites to sign him, and Chelsea were prepared to pay £61 million. It said not so long ago we'd been handed a boost in our pursuit of Varane because it said Real Madrid were closing in on the signing of David Alaba. We went in for Rafael Varane 10 years ago, don't forget. But his contract talks with Real Madrid have stalled. His current contract expires next year. Eduardo Inda, the Spanish transfer expert, said earlier on this season that Varane could be on his way to Man United this summer. But I'd certainly take him at Man United. The reasons is that he's a world-class centre-half, and we need a world-class centre-half, and Varane would complement Harry Maguire in our back line. He's highly experienced, and he's got a very good pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. And he has not yet played in the Premier League, but he would exceed expectations in the Premier League, if he came. Rafael Varane has endured 10 years at Real Madrid. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions, and Real Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. There's still obviously a lot of rumours coming out regarding Harry Kane from Tottenham. Do you think there's a chance Man United will sign him in the summer transfer window? We are still in search for a striker, despite Edison Cavani signing a 1-year deal not so long ago. We know Cavani is staying for next season. We actually fear that we could miss out on Harry Kane forever if we don't sign him this summer. It said Harry Kane is ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. It recently said the Glazers are planning to sanction the £90 million bid, but I'm very sceptical that £90 million would be enough to convince Tottenham to offload him. I think we'd have to put an offer in of at least £120 million to convince Tottenham to offload him. But the summer transfer window is huge for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United in general. The summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager, because so far he's endured 4 transfer windows. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players that he wants to recommend in the summer transfer window, because the transfer windows he has endured so far, he has not been backed enough. And Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing, and he should get the backing that he deserves, because we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and we've also got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. Solskjaer did warn earlier on this season that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic, but he said he's interested in bringing in players that will be a perfect fit for the club. But I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. We are obviously going to offload players in the summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. He recently said the 10 players that could leave Man United in the summer transfer window, that's De Gea, Romero, Lee Grant, Diego Dalot. Obviously we're looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Williams, he's another one I think we could offload, because Brandon Williams doesn't get in our team. He's our 3rd choice left back. Played a lot of games last season, that's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Andres Pereira, could get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio at the moment. Matic, he's another one we could offload. Pogba could be leaving. Juan Mata, he's another player we could offload. Phil Jones, he's another player as well that we could offload. Now, our priority is the Europa League. It's 10 days now until the Europa League final. Manchester United do play Villarreal now. Villarreal are not world beaters, but they're no pushovers. So we've got to take this Europa League final very, very seriously. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager, and it's our 8th European final. Solskjaer's looking to win his first trophy as Manchester United manager. Obviously, we win the Europa League, it will give us a lot of confidence and it gives us something to build on going on into next season. We haven't won a trophy since 2017 and Solskjaer said the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. By the way, Solskjaer recently held a special press conference today ahead of the Europa League final against Villarreal. He also spoke about Harry Maguire. Solskjaer's positive that Harry Maguire will recover for the Europa League final. Harry Maguire has got an ankle injury at the moment. He sustained it in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa not so long ago. Solskjaer said he did fear that he's going to be out for a few weeks. Not so long ago it said Maguire's going to be out for the season. Defensively we are shambolic without Maguire. We've got 2 league games remaining. Obviously it's Fulham on Tuesday evening at Old Trafford. Man United will let 10,000 fans back into Old Trafford for the Fulham game. And then obviously it's Wolves on the final day at Molineux. We are guaranteed Champions League football for next season, which is good. So reflecting on that, we can attract players to the highest level anyway. We'll probably finish second in the Premier League this season despite us having back-to-back defeats at Old Trafford in the league, because we lost 4-2 to Liverpool and we lost 2-1 to Leicester recently. Now, you obviously know the news regarding the Glazers. Before the game against Liverpool recently, our fans protested against the Glazers, but it was a peaceful protest this time. Obviously, our fans protested against the Glazers on the 2nd of May. That's when we was actually supposed to be playing Liverpool, but obviously it got postponed because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch to protest against the Glazers. Will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? Not so long ago, Solskjaer said the Glazers apologised to him. He did say that the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club have got to take notice of the fans. Not so long ago, Solskjaer was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests, because Gary Neville had quite a few things to say on it. And Joe Glazer not so long ago wrote a letter to Man United fans, and the other week Avram Glazer was in Florida and he refused to apologise over the European Super League. And quite a few weeks ago our fans protested against the Glazers at Carrington. Some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground and there was holding banners up. He said not so long ago that the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Before that, he said they've got no intentions of selling the club despite the protests. Joe Glazer released a statement earlier on this season apologising to club fans over the European Super League plans. Solskjaer said earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and he told protesters before that Joe Glazer loves the club. But we get the Glazers out of Man United, it would definitely be the right decision because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run now for a long time. The Glazers bought Manchester United for around 500 million back in 2005, and the Glazers have been with us 16 years, so we've got to recommend new owners in. We really do. And you obviously know the news regarding Ed Woodward, don't you? He's going to be standing down at the end of the year because earlier on this season it got announced that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward because we've been very critical of him for a long time. You know, Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. You know, who will be our next chairman to replace him? The last time I read up, it said that Edwin van der Sar was the favourite to replace him. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson because, like I've said so many times, he has made very, very good progress. Solskjaer is aware that next season is going to be huge for him. Next season, Ole has got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Manchester United manager, because if it all goes wrong next season, there's a very good chance that he will be sacked. Next season will be his third full season. You know, this has been his second full season. But I've already said that Solskjaer does deserve at least another season at Manchester United. I presume there's a lot of United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Obviously, a lot of United fans have heavily criticised Solskjaer and obviously they've been demanding him out. They've obviously got their reasons behind it. I don't think he's the long-term manager for Man United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. Ole has just under a year left on his current 3-year contract. And he's been Man United manager now over 2 years. It's flown by, hasn't he? And reflecting how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job and he's tried a few different elements and stuff like that. You know, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. And don't forget, he managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years. You know, he watched some of this team grow and develop. You know, I do have my concerns about Ole, like I've said before. But there's also a lot of positives regarding Ole as well. You know, he has made good signings as Manchester United manager. So far, he's spent almost £300 million. He's got rid of a lot of the deadwood as well since he's come in. He's done well in a lot of aspects this season, such as, you know, he's got us to the Europa League final, got us to the FA Cup quarter-final, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. You know, got a very good away record as well under Ole. You know, we haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 25 Premier League away games. You know, being far, far better away from home than we have been at home. We are second in the Premier League. You know, we've enjoyed very good periods under Ole. I think Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club. You know, he got us a third place finish, got us to 3 semi-finals and got us qualification for the Champions League as well. And I like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth. And he's beaten quite a few big name managers as Manchester United manager. So yeah, they are the positives regarding him. And you know what? I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done. So I'm actually really, really shocked in that aspect. The reason that Ole is still Manchester United manager is because he is a club legend, let's be honest about it. You know, disregarding him being a club legend, I can almost assure he wouldn't have been here now because at one point, you know, Solskjaer was very, very close to getting sacked. He really, really was. But he knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. But it's just good that he's brought consistency back. You know, it really, really is. You know, Ole is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. In the last 8 years, Man United have been playing catch-up. We've obviously had different managers with different philosophies. We've overpaid for players. Our recruitment's been poor. We've only won, 3 trophies, since Ferguson retired. We haven't won the Premier League since, 2013. That's 8 years ago now. We have got some very, very good players in our team. But analysing our squad at the moment, it's not good enough to win the league. This is why we need more signings. I think Dean Henderson is very, very good goalkeeper. Dean Henderson's now our number one. And Man United made the correct decision putting him as number one, because I said he's reliable enough to be our number one. You've got Luke Shaw, that's very, very good. Luke Shaw's been our best player by far this season. Luke Shaw showed good attacking intent. He's got into very good positions. His crossing's been good. He's created chances for his teammates. He's provided width, and defensively he's been superb. I think Eric Bailly's a very, very good centre-half as well, and I'm glad he signed that new contract not so long ago. He's under contract with Man United till 2024. There's an option of a further year. Harry Maguire can be good when he wants to be. Like I said, he's out of injury at the moment. And Wan-Bissaka, he's really, really improving. Recently, we've been seeing more attacking intent from him, and his crossing's getting better as well. Donny van de Beek, he's done well in the games he's played in. Pogba's done well in the last, 3 months or so. Bruno Fernandes, he's been absolutely superb as well. Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in this team. Mason Greenwood, he's another one that's done very well in a lot of his games since he broke into our senior squad. Rashford's done well in a lot of these games as well. Edinson Cavani, he's made a fantastic impact since he's coming as well. And I'm glad, Cavani is staying for next season. And even Daniel James, he's done well in some of his games. I presume that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be doing a press conference ahead of our game against Fulham. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.